Hey everybody, welcome. This is the Real Estate Investing Mastery Podcast, and this is, I think, a first for me, Claude. I am actually recording this video. I'm recording this podcast right now with my good friend Claude Diamond, and I am on Periscope. Hello, Periscope world. And Claude Diamond is also filming this on Periscope. So we're probably creating some fourth dimension right now, Claude, because we're both recording live of a recorded live podcast, and it's going to be playing in the future. So anyway, and I am actually walking on my new treadmill right now as we record this. So I'm doing three things at once: recording the podcast, recording and saying I'm on Periscope, and I'm talking to Claude, and I'm walking on my treadmill. So that's four things.
Are you hooked up to a generator or something?
No. So this is crazy. Claude, how are you doing, sir?
I am great, sir. Thank you for inviting me again on the world's greatest real estate podcast. I'm an avid listener, and I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah, awesome. And if you guys are watching my Periscope wondering why it's bouncing around so much, it's because I'm walking on the treadmill. So I'm going to actually stop my Periscope. Hey, bye, everybody. It's good talking to you. And I'm going to hang up the Periscope here. And I had 85 viewers, Claude. Can you believe that?
Wow. Think about that, 85 people out of nowhere. Now think about the people who come on and then also share with their followers. Mm-hmm. Okay, and those people get to see this for 24 hours. It's saved, or if you have a catch file, KATCH, yep. Catch is one of those new little applications that when you use social media live streaming, it actually saves the videos for you so you can download them or utilize them later for marketing. I think we jumped way ahead here, though, didn't we?
Well, the purpose of this podcast was where we were going to talk about social media for real estate investors. And there's not very many people that do it as well as Claude Diamond does it. Claude has been, he's a lot younger than he looks. Just kidding.
I'm a lot younger than I look. I'll take that.
But you can teach an old dog new tricks. That's even worse.
That's where you were going.
That's
okay.
where I was going. That's horrible. I'm sorry I said that. But
no,
Claude,
it's not.
Claude is always young at heart, and he is more advanced in the social media stuff than most people I know that are in their 30s, And Claude, you're only in your 40s, right?
I'm 36.
36 years old. But anyway, we're going to be talking about social media because Claude has been doing social media really, really well for the last... ever since I've seen you, you've been on YouTube. You're one of the first people really to create a lot of really good content on YouTube. You were creating websites. You had your own physical products. You were using newsletters to get lease purchase deals. Actually using newsletters, guys, to get deals. And you do coaching and consulting. You do deals. But you've been on the social media bandwagon, Claude, since it came out, haven't you?
Well, in certain degrees. The social media, and when we say social media, Joe, maybe we should define it a little bit. Social media means we're using applications like Facebook. You've all heard of them, Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and all the different applications that are out there for communication. Yelp. Some people go on Yelp before they go to a restaurant and things like that. And there's a social media, meaning there's other people who have access to information through their iPhone, on their laptops in some degree, through their iPad. And this medium is exploding now because what is the one thing that everybody holds in their hands all day long, from 4 to 8 hours a day?
Even in the bathroom.
Even in the bathroom.
I'm not saying I do that.
Oh, you do it. Everybody does it, right? Everybody takes their phone, and we're all holding our iPhone all day long. We're communicating through it. We're being entertained through it. I'm doing my marketing through it. And I had about 2 years ago, I had an epiphany, a revelation. I was doing the marketing like we all do, and Joe's had great guests on with different forms of marketing, mailing and mail lists and all different kinds of marketing that they talk about. And I started, this epiphany was Joe and I several years ago did a video. It's almost famous. It's almost viral, Joe. Joe has a copy on his YouTube channel.
I'll put it in the show notes.
Okay, and I have that same video. Joe called me up, and we were on Skype, and Joe had a list, and you'll have to take our word for it. Joe and I had no idea about who this person is or anything about this person. Joe just gave me a phone number from some list that he had. I called that person up. I used my gut sales method, which I've been on this show and I've talked about giving good phone and sales. You guys know I love lease purchasing and I love gut sales. But what really struck me is I think I'm up to almost 70,000 on my page from that one video. And Joe, you're probably 60, 70,000 on that video also on your page. Think about that now. 70,000 people have watched that video. How much? And they were entertained by it. They found the link to me so they could go to my webpage or email me or call me up. You know, I'm a secret, and someone discovered Claude and Joe on these videos on YouTube. And how much did that video cost us, Joe?
Well, the cup of coffee that I was at Starbucks, and I was probably using their Wi-Fi, and so I always buy a cup of coffee when I'm at Starbucks so I can use their Wi-Fi and not feel guilty about it. So, $2.
Yeah, it literally, we talk a lot about marketing and creative real estate all the time, and people spend an enormous lot of money. And there's another way to do marketing. I'm not saying I'm right and they're wrong, even though I am. But I found that this type of marketing, if I could take this content, I love doing videos. I have a face made for radio, so I do naturally. I have almost 400 videos on YouTube, on lease purchasing, and on sales, and on social media marketing and live streaming, or what I had for dinner that night. And I've been putting out this content every week. I put out 1, 2, 3 videos on YouTube. People see these videos, and YouTube, by the way, is the second most popular webpage in the world. Yep. It's owned by Google, and sometimes it changes places with Facebook, another social media outlet. Yeah. And I can take the videos like the one I did with Joe about cold calling and making calls, and I can link it to Facebook, to Twitter, to LinkedIn, to Tumblr, to Blogger. All I have to do is click a little button after I upload the video in YouTube, and all these different formats in social media now can watch this video. Think about the power of what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. These people can discover me, and what I've discovered is that I get leads. People are calling me, they're emailing me, they're going to my webpage, they're following me on Periscope and on Meerkat and on Blab and all the other formats. So I'm branding myself. Yep. I am putting out content on a consistent basis. Joe is doing really the same thing on his podcast now. Yeah. But what I guess I need to ask Joe is, are you taking your podcasts and are they linking up to like LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter? Do all the people who follow you who maybe are not clicked onto your podcast getting notifications of all the content you're sending out?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I do. If people go to my podcast, they there's places where they can follow me on Facebook and stuff like that. I don't probably do it as much as I should. Social media, we just started within the last week doing daily podcasts on iTunes, and I've been getting a lot of great feedback from that. I do it while I'm driving in my car. I just use my regular iPhone, no special mic or anything, and I talk in it while I drive and just talk about random real estate thoughts. So there are so many different avenues out there right now. There's YouTube, there's Facebook, there's LinkedIn. Tons of people are doing Snapchat now, and there's Periscope, and there is anything else. Facebook Live. I did a couple Facebook Lives videos today, right? So here we are on podcasting world right now on Skype doing videos so people can see us, and it's unlike any other time in history two normal Joe Schmoes are able to connect to the entire world. Anybody who wants to see us from a smartphone can watch us right now and can connect to us and can talk to us on social media. So whether you're doing coaching and consulting or whether you're doing deals, social media, it's not a future thing that's the next thing that's going to be happening. It's what's happening right now, right?
It is happening right now. And I know there's a lot of people who say, I have no interest in Facebook or Twitter or Pinterest or Instagram or all the different mediums, okay? But I'll tell you right now, every month we're talking about Facebook alone is over 1.5 billion people go on to Facebook. Okay. And if you're doing real estate and you want to get buyers, sellers, investors, or whatever business you're in, really, and you're not putting out content, you're gonna lose, because people are looking for information. What do people do every day? They go on to Google. They search for information about buying and selling and how to find the right mortgage or do an appraisal or how to do a lease purchase or wholesale real estate that Joe does. They're looking for information. Are they going to discover you? Are they going to see? And if you're good with pictures, if you love to take pictures with your iPhone, take a lot of pictures and put them onto Instagram. People love pictures. And you put in the keynotes there for real estate. If you like to do audio, okay, you can do Anchor. You can do a podcast. You can do so many other things. If you love to do video, you can do live streaming, or you can do YouTube. If you love to write, if you're a writer, you got Blogger and all the others. And all this content, all this, it can be cross-pollinated into so many different media. But here's the best part, Joe. I've been doing this. Every week I put out content.
Yeah.
Okay? And I can't tell you, my business, I get excited talking about this. I'm getting quality leads. I am getting people calling me up, emailing me, visiting my webpage, okay, following me on my Facebook. Friends and people gone to Facebook has exploded because people said, hey, I saw your video or I heard you with Joe and I want more information.
Yeah.
And all of it, and I'm getting quality leads for my real estate business, for my coaching and mentoring business, for my product sales. And here's the best part, it just costs TNT, Joe, time and talent.
I love it.
Putting out content on social media. If you don't do it, somebody else will, and you'll be left in the dust. Okay?
Yeah.
You have to get on. Folks, and you don't have to be a master of all these different mediums, Joe.
That's real important. Yeah, that's real important because you can be overwhelming, can it, when you see all the different things that you could be doing.
It is crazy overwhelming. Thanks for saying that.
I got overwhelmed looking at treadmills, and I don't know how many people. I don't know how many people are completely annoyed that look like I'm walking, but I'm not going anywhere, and my head is bouncing around on the video. But yeah, I was looking for treadmills, and it was completely overwhelming, and I was like, I just wanted something that I can fit underneath a stand-up desk that doesn't have the big arms that come out. And so there's one brand that I found that did it, and I bought it. I just said, so that's the important thing. There's a lot of different channels out there. And so I think my advice, and probably you would agree, Claude, is you need to pick one or two and just focus on that. Because you can't be good at all of them.
You can't. It's impossible. You can I'm slowly, like right now I'm trying to learn Snapchat. You know why? Most people think it's for kids because mostly young people are on Snapchat. I'm talking elementary school, middle school, high school, and college. Millions, tens of millions are, I believe Facebook several years ago offered $2 billion for Snapchat.
Wow.
They turned them down.
Yeah.
Do you know CNN, Wall Street Journal are now on Snapchat? Snapchat is basically it's a social media application on Android and iOS where you can take a video or a short picture and you can do graphics on it, and only lasts for 24 hours. It disappears the next day. And we may, once again, we may not think it's important, but to millions, tens of millions of young people who are going to grow up and buy houses,
yeah,
can you afford to ignore that market? Can you afford to ignore 1.5 billion people who go onto Facebook every month? Can you afford to ignore all these people who everybody, what do they carry with them? They carry an iPhone in their hand. They're looking at it 4 to 8 hours a day. They're going onto Google like Joe went for his treadmill. You went onto Google. You typed in treadmill. You probably read articles, consumer reports, videos. You looked all over. We're in a society now where people want information and research. Yep. They're not going to wait till something comes in the mail. Okay? They're not sitting there going to, you go to a young person, under the age of 25, and they don't even know they never go to the post office anymore. Okay? Their entire world, their entire world is in that phone in their hand. That is, and if we are not, and we in the creative real estate industry have to get on the bandwagon and start doing our marketing and putting out really good content out there, not commercial content, but compelling content, like you do with your podcast. You put out beautiful. You have an interesting speaker. Every month you have different speakers, great content, and you have a loyal following. That loyal following there's going to be some reciprocity. They're going to learn about you for mentoring or to buy your products or to go to a seminar or something you do because you've earned their trust and respect by the content that you put out on a consistent basis. But there was a time when maybe somebody said, who's Joe McCall? Who's Claude Diamond? Who are they?
Yeah.
And social media allows us to stop being a secret.
That's very, very good. Now talk about somebody who just wants to use social media to find deals, to find buyers and to find sellers. What's the best way to use social media to do that?
I would put out once again. You could go into different social media and maybe search for these people who are in your geographic area. Okay, but what I would do is if I wanted to attract buyers, sellers, or investors, I would put content out there all the time. It can be direct or it can be indirect content. For instance, I work with a lot of realtors. What do realtors need, Joe?
Leads.
Listings, right? They want listings. They want people. But what's more competitive than any place? Like in St. Louis, there's thousands of realtors. I'm in San Diego. We have tens of thousands of realtors probably here. How do they differentiate themselves in the marketplace? With park bench ads, with skywriting, with newspaper, magazines, TV, radio? Nobody's watching that or is paying attention to that commercial, traditional type of advertising anymore. What I would do is I would go, and there's some people doing this here in San Diego. They're putting out pictures of houses. They're taking videos of a house. They're talking about the house. They're saying, the value of it and so forth. If I was looking for properties, I would say, folks, call me up. These are some of the deals I did. I can move in 30 days or less. I can make you an offer today if you contact me. My name is Claude Diamond. Here's my phone number. Here is pictures of my family. Here's some of the deals I've done. I do things differently, and maybe even put out some articles of the last couple deals you did, the mistakes you made in the deals. If I was a realtor, I would do interviews with local merchants on restaurants and businesses in the area. Talk about the geography of the area, and then as a segue in the end, say, by the way, I also do real estate in this area. I like to work very closely, and I do use social media in my marketing, which differentiates me from all the other realtors in St. Louis. I can show you how to make the phone. We can make the phone ring and get offers in quickly without spending a great deal of money.
That's good.
Just putting out content out there. What I do on YouTube is you want to pick one media, Joe, like you picked podcasting. You're great at it. I did YouTube. I have almost 400 videos. I put YouTubes out there on how to find properties, how to do role play, what to say when the prospect says, I'll think about it, or I have to talk to my spouse. I put videos on social media, lease purchasing, anything that I feel is mistakes I make, successes I've had. I'm sharing people. It's almost like I'm going to use a word here, Kardashians. Okay, they're very famous. Okay, what are the Kardashians doing, Joe, that maybe you don't like them or follow them, but they are a force in marketing and advertising. What are they doing?
They're just sharing their lives. And I've never watched a show, but I know enough about it, I think.
I think I saw a little bit of an episode once, okay? But they are an unbelievable success story in marketing. People buy the clothes they wear. They want to do the things that they do because the Kardashians took them into their lives with their cameras. We now have the ability to set up our own broadcasting system whenever we want and put that content on social media. For instance, I'm on Periscope a lot. Periscope is live streaming that I just do from my little iPhone, my little 6S. I can broadcast when I'm at a property. I can say, hey, folks, here's a property. I'm going to make an offer on this. Or here's a property, folks. I just got a listing on it, and I got offers on it, and this is how I do a contract, or this is how I protect my clients, or this is how we get them a mortgage. I can put all this compelling, entertaining content out there, live streaming, save the recording, upload it to YouTube, and then cross-pollinate it in Facebook and Twitter.
That's good. Let's talk about that. So you create the podcast, you can create the Periscope, the YouTube videos. If somebody wants to do this just for deals, so you're going to tell them you need to make it local. Like you need to have be part of the, like if I wanted to do this in St. Louis, I'd want to have like St. Louis everywhere. The word St. Louis in the title, in the descriptions.
I would definitely have, if your business is geographic centric, I would have St. Louis. I would have my county maybe. I would have maybe the little towns around there. I would place them in the keywords. I would use words that what do people search for? Someone who if I'm moving, I'm in Miami and I'm going to St. Louis and I need to find a house, but maybe I want to find something with owner financing or something creative. What are the words I'm going to type into? I'm going to type in St. Louis, maybe St. Louis rent to own, St. Louis wholesale real estate owner finance. Who am I? Am I going to find Joe McCall when I type in what I need and the geographic location?
Right. So that's the kind of words you want to put into your ads. Not your ads. I'm sorry. Into your content.
Into your title and your content.
Yeah.
The title is probably more important than anything. It has to be a title so people do searches, and if they see a title that resonates with them, I call it the sexy title. Okay, St. Louis owner finance. Okay, and then in the content, in the description, you may watch this video on how to get into a home in the next 30 days without a bank or something like that. And you see, how many people do you think, if we went today in Google and did a search for St. Louis owner financing real estate or lease purchase, how many videos are we going to see that were recently made?
None.
Okay, think about this now. I think sometimes we think too broad in our marketing. We think we have to get everybody. We just have to get not even a slice of the pie. We just need to get that little sliver of people who are in Florida or Texas or California who are moving to St. Louis today and doing that search. And they're going to go on there. And what do people want to see today? What's more popular than the written word today? Video and pictures.
Yep.
Instagram is exploding. YouTube and Vimeo are exploding. People want to see short, interesting, non-commercial videos. Are you going to be in that search when they look for that St. Louis property today?
Yeah, good. So talk a little bit about cross-pollinating. You get you do the video on Periscope. You can download that to your phone. You can upload that video to your YouTube channel. And again, you title it with all your keywords: St. Louis rent to own, St. Louis cash deals, sell your house fast, St. Louis, whatever, right? And you put that into your YouTube channel, which, by the way, your YouTube channel is called St. Louis Real Estate Experts or whatever, right? St. Louis Houses for Sale, St. Louis. Then you put it into the YouTube channel, and you're doing this. I think the key to this is consistency, right? Consistently doing it every day.
It's I have 6 words that I teach people, and I'll go over that list in a minute. In fact, I have a mind map, Joe. I'll send it to you so you can put it, anybody who's listening or watching this, they can download. I have a mind map on this whole, everything we're talking about, I call it the virtual attraction marketing mind map. And it has all the different social media and live streaming connections. So somebody can just look at this mind map and get an idea of what we're speaking about today.
So let's do this, Claude. I'll put that in the show notes. Can you email that to me after we're done here?
I'll do that when we're done.
I'll put it in the show notes. If you guys want Claude's mind map, you can definitely download that.
That's free to you guys. Joe and I love to give you guys stuff and get you into this business. And well, back to your question, though. When I do a YouTube video and I put in the keywords and I put in the title and everything, also in the YouTube, I can embed links where people can click on it and go to maybe my pictures on my webpage and things like that. I can also, there's little boxes when you're editing this where you can actually click on and have it sent to your Facebook page. So if you have a dedicated lease purchase or wholesale real estate Facebook page, this video now goes directly, instantly into Facebook, or it goes into a link in Twitter, or you can copy the code and embed it in your web page or your blog. And you can take this one video or this one picture or this one article and send it in so many different places and get this this viral effect. If it's interesting, if it is compelling, people will start researching. Gee, Joe did this one fun podcast with Claude Diamond. What other podcasts has Joe done? You want to stop being a secret, and you have to start marketing the way people are. What are people doing today? They're going on their iPhone. Go to any airport, go to any schoolyard. Everybody's doing the same thing. They're watching their little phone.
Yeah, which also leads to a great point that people need to remember. You need to be reachable. So you need to put your contact information on your videos, whether it's an email, whether it's your phone number, whether it's a website. I would encourage you to give all of that away. Give your website, give your phone number, give your email address. Maybe you're really, really into Twitter. Give your Twitter handle. But I think it's important that you're always driving people back somewhere where you can communicate with them, you can talk to them. And nothing is better than the phone. But I'd also suggest always give people their website. And so when you do these videos and you post them to Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, Periscope, or whatever, you can take those and create and put them on your website as well and turn them into a blog post, because that's the stuff that Google, the search engines that are going out and crawling to get all this information, get that and put it, they'll rank that when somebody types in St. Louis lease purchase homes, they'll see all the content that you have on your blog. Your blog will come up there on the top of the generic search results, and there on your website you can collect emails, you can give them your phone number, and get in touch with them, right, Claude?
Yeah, exactly. So you got to be approachable. People want to learn about you, and if they're reading, watching, listening, whatever medium you choose, they're going to discover you. You're a podcaster. I'm a YouTuber. Our friend Tom Wade. Tom is constantly on Facebook. Tom is using Facebook brilliantly. Okay, I've started with YouTube. I've expanded into Facebook myself and Twitter and Instagram. And so I'm working right now like heck to learn Snapchat, which it seems that only the kids are really good at this. But I'll tell you right now, I'm gonna give you future predictions here, Joe.
All right.
Snapchat is going to explode before the end of the year. Everybody who says I have absolutely no interest in Snapchat, this will be one of the new social mediums that you're going to be using. Let me talk a minute about the content, if that's okay. When you're putting out this content in whatever medium you're using, and pick one. Don't be a master of all of them. Just pick one, like Joe said. We're in a content-driven society. They don't want commercials. People don't even watch regular TV anymore or regular radio. They'd rather watch Netflix or Amazon Prime or Apple TV. They don't want, or they record everything. They don't want commercials. They want content that is pertinent to the search. Yeah. So give them exactly what they want and make it non-commercial. Just put the content out there, and you will earn such a loyal following of people who will call you with properties, who will call you with deals, who will, all the different things. My phone, I am getting, Joe, my business, this is 2016, very early in the year. My business has changed dramatically the last, I'd say, 18 months. So, because I've been consistent in this marketing. I am getting quality phone calls of people calling me. I am virtually attracting people who have deals, want me in deals, want me to buy deals, sell me deals, whatever. This is all coming through social media because of the creative, consistent content. It has to be contemporary, okay? It has to be related to the year and the time that you're talking about now, and it has to be in some way entertaining or informative for these people. And if you can do this in the written blogging, Facebook, putting in pictures or audio or video. By the way, Facebook is now doing something called Facebook Live.
Yeah. I just did
and
one.
You've had experience with that.
I did 2 or 3 of them today. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is also something, this is like, I am so excited, Joe. This is the best time I've ever seen to get into this business. Okay? Everything you need to do marketing for this business, you can hold in your hand right now. And a little iPhone or Android, you can do all your marketing right there. Okay? It doesn't mean you have to do just this. You can still do your mailers and other things. But I have found that if I can consistently put up content, I am getting wonderful leads that are being monetized for my real estate and my training business and my educational side of my business like I've never, ever seen before. And nobody except Joe McCall and Claude Diamond are talking about this right now. Doesn't that blow you away?
Well, I still do the direct-to-seller marketing, right? I still do direct mail, Google pay-per-click ads, sending text messages through Craigslist. That's still important. But this is something that everybody really needs to consider adding into their marketing portfolio, adding into their marketing of creating consistent. And guys, if you just do this once or twice and think that that's enough, you're completely wrong. This is a long-term play that has rich dividends over the long haul. So you need to be committed to doing this every day, every week, for the next 3 years. And you'll really start, I know that sounds crazy, like that's a long time, but you start doing enough of this content marketing, the social media stuff, you're going to eventually start getting probably more leads coming in, more quality leads coming in from your network than you are from the direct-to-seller marketing that you're doing with direct mail and stuff like that. Claude, I want to ask you about the phone because social media is always changing. New technology, some people are intimidated by it. Some people just can't keep up. It's always changing. There's new things, but nothing really changes when it comes to the phone, right? I mean, is your money still made on the phone, or do you close people by Snapchatting them or tweeting them?
It's a great point. It's always going to come out. We're talking about there's 3 tiers of creative real estate. You have to have the knowledge. You got to know the strategies, whether it's wholesale, lease purchase, subject to, whatever floats your boat. You've got to have some kind of knowledge of this business and the paperwork and things. The second part is what we're talking about today, the marketing. Okay, how do you get the leads? How do you get better leads, quality leads than your competition faster?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you virtually attract people to call you with the deals, to bring you the deals all day long? And the third tier is how do you convert that marketing into actual deals? You have to, and I've been on this podcast before where we talk about sales, learning how to ask questions, using a gut sales method, asking questions of people, qualifying them up front, and getting over that whole cold call phobia that many of us, including me, have had in the past. If I can speak to 5 new people a day, and you know what? With social media marketing now, I have more than 5 people. I get emails, Joe. I get texts. I get live phone calls. I get Skypes. I get people on my Facebook page asking me questions. I have more people than I know what to do with, so I can make quality, warm calls all day long, and those calls are monetized thanks to sales. Could I talk one thing new that is really exploding on the market? And I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about that. We just mentioned Facebook Live. That means if you're putting out content, pictures, movies from YouTube, or articles and all different kinds of things on your Facebook page, now if you're at a property or something interesting happens, you can actually broadcast it live on Facebook Live. But Facebook Live is a little late to the game right now.
Yeah.
So something new, I'm going to give this is inside information. Not many people know about it. YouTube, okay, as YouTube is coming out with something called YouTube Contact.
Yeah.
It's supposedly this month. That's the rumors. It's going out. Okay, don't get mad at me if it comes out in May. But YouTube is going to come out with YouTube Contact and give competition to Facebook Live, where you can now broadcast right from your iPhone spontaneously and do your core marketing right from your iPhone. We also have Meerkat, which maybe none of you have ever heard, which started the whole revolution just a little over a year ago for live streaming and broadcasting. Yeah. And Meerkat led to Periscope. And if you haven't gone to Periscope, download the application. And then the new game changer that came out is called Blab. Yeah. Blab is where you can have a conference call and do like a little meetup group. Okay, and you can set up an informal conversation or topic and talk to people, and these things go all over the world, Joe. That's the amazing thing. You can make it local or you can make it international, and so you're not a secret anymore, and people are discovering you to do deals, to buy deals, sell deals, to get information, life insurance, real estate, whatever you're selling. You now can market yourself and be your own NBC. Nothing but Claude.
Or your MBJ.
Is this the best time in the world that you've ever seen, where the technology is coming together with the marketing for us to reduce our costs? My overhead, I spend no money on marketing except an occasional Facebook boost. Mm-hmm. I get quality leads. Okay, people calling me in or contacting me without spending any money using social media and live streaming. And I have this all on the mind map for folks.
It's fantastic. Claude, what is if people want to follow you on Twitter and Periscope, what is your Twitter handle?
Just go into Google. I don't even have to give out my phone number or anything anymore, Joe. All they have to do is go into Google and type in Claude Diamond or hashtag Claude Diamond, and they'll find me on Facebook. They'll find me on YouTube. They'll find me on wherever. They'll find my webpage. It's all there, and just by putting in my name, because I have so much content there, they will see tons of stuff. What's really great is if they type in Claude Diamond into Google and then hit video, I will go right on the top of the Google search, right there, because I have so many consistent videos that I put in. Or if they type in lease purchase, since I put out so many lease purchase videos or sales videos, if they type that in, not always the first, but usually in the top 10 for searches, because I'm putting out this consistent content.
Yeah, so I just did a search for Joe McCall Periscope, and my Twitter link came up with my Periscopes in there. But there's also a search, Parasearch, and that link doesn't work anymore. So anyway, Google it, and you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Periscope, Twitter, YouTube. All things Google. They control the internet now these days.
We're in such a competitive business, Joe. We're in creative real estate. We're not the only guys in this game. Okay, why are people? You got to reverse engineer it.
Yep.
And I know we got to wind this up pretty soon, but what you reverse in somebody who's new in real estate or wants to learn about wholesale or lease purchase, what are they going to do? They're going to go into Google. They're going to look for information. Are they going to find Joe's podcast or Claude's videos? Are they going to find us? Are we going to put out such quality content that is compelling and contemporary, and they're going to say, hey, I like these guys. Maybe they have something to offer me. I need to do more research or watch more of their videos or podcasts about them. And then they discover us, they go to our webpage, and then they eventually call us up to do business in real estate. And that's the difference between today and 20 years ago.
Yeah, so true. Well said, Mr. Claude.
Thank you, sir.
By the way, how many Twitter followers do you have?
I don't even know. I haven't checked it in a while. We have a lot. I have almost 400 videos on YouTube. I have thousands of followers on YouTube. I have done broadcasts on Periscope where I had hundreds of people just jump on spontaneously and listen to me talk about gut sales or real estate or social media. And people who never heard of me loved the title in the live stream, and they thought, gee, this is interesting and it's live. and they can contribute by texting me questions. I can do a spontaneous Q&A anytime I want on any topic I want, and I can start getting new followers or new people who want to sell their home or buy a home or invest in real estate.
Yeah.
I can do this all spontaneous. I can do it without a lot of planning, without putting on a postage stamp, without spending any money. And here, let me give one other tip, Joe.
Yeah.
If somebody's listening to this and they're saying, gee, that's easy for you and Joe to say. You guys are creative types. What if I'm not the kind of person who likes to do videos or write long articles or do photos and stuff? You can utilize one of the great applications out there is called Sniply, SNIP.ly. And Sniply, which is free, by the way, or you can upgrade, allows you to take favorite web pages or videos from other people and actually get people linking to people so that they can find you or gravitate towards your web page or social media. So you can actually take, without copyright infringement, of course, you can actually take other people's interesting articles and retweet them to other people, but they will see your little banner embedded inside the email. This is new stuff that is coming. And the thing about this, Joe, it's constantly changing. And we in the creative real estate business have to change with this if we're going to stay on top of all this.
Very well said. Very, very good. And just so I'm clear, too, guys, you don't need a huge, massive following to have a big impact and to do a lot of deals and to meet a lot of people. It just takes, in fact, the more narrow niched you are, the better. If you're doing lease purchasing in San Diego and you wanted to be the lease purchase guy in San Diego and you start focusing all your content on San Diego rent to own, San Diego lease option, and you start pouring content into that, you start doing the videos, Periscopes, Facebooks, start adding to your blog, creating content, teaching this stuff. You may have a small list, but guess what? That small list is going to make you a lot of money because you're not scattered. You're not the the national lease purchase expert. You're not the California lease purchase expert. You're not the Southern California. You're the San Diego. You're not the real estate expert. You're the lease purchase expert. So my big advice would be to take your interest and try to niche it down to as small as you can, and you'll find that the riches are in the niches, as they say. And
exactly.
You've got to be focused on that small audience that you want to attract.
Let me share a quick story here. There's a young lady from Florida. She now lives in L.A. Her name is Amanda Oleander. All Amanda does is she's a painter. She's 24 years old, total unknown person. And what she did is every day she went on and showed people how she paints. She took them into her life. Okay, she said, this is where I buy my materials. This is what I like to draw. This is the kind of easel and paintbrushes I use. Amanda now has over 600,000 followers on Periscope. She moved to L.A., and her pictures are selling for $35,000 to $50,000. That's
amazing, isn't it?
She promoted herself. She branded herself within her community of people. And, she had that camera presence, and she shared part of her life with people. And people started saying, hey, I like her art. I want to buy her art. And she just had that loyal following. We need to develop that, whether you're a realtor or an investor or a mortgage lender or whatever you do. You need to get that loyal following by putting out the content so you're no longer a stranger. So people say, I like what you're saying. It resonates with me. I want to know more about you. Maybe I want to do business with you.
Well said. Very good, Claude. So where can people go to get more information about you? Follow you on social media? Of course, they can just go to Google, but do you have a website, phone number you can give out?
Yeah, type in ClaudeDiamond.com. That's my webpage. Anybody can get my newsletter if they want. It's an easy form to fill out. If they want to schedule a free 30 minutes with me, they can schedule right on my webpage on TimeTrade. I always say I answer my own phone. It's getting harder and harder to do, but I try to answer as many calls as I can, and I call everyone back. 970-281-5151. Thank you, Joe.
Show the number behind you, Claude, so people on the video can see.
There you go on the video.
970. Yeah, 970-281-5151. Very
Or
good.
follow me on Periscope. I love going on Periscope, answering questions, and we do something on Friday. I don't even think you know about it. It's called Beer with Claude Fridays.
I do know about it. I get your alerts. That's funny.
It's a lot of fun, and we all let our hair down, and I'm.
Some of us do.
Joe just stroked his beautiful head for those of you on audio.
Some of us let our hair down.
You're a good sport. But, it's just meeting new people and stop being a secret in this wonderful business we call creative real estate.
Yep, very good. Well said. I have walked 3.8 miles today, Claude. It's 5 o'clock. My time, 3.8 miles isn't bad. Look how slow I'm walking. I'm not even.
You're turning into a stud muffin.
Do you want to see a six-pack?
There you go.
Let me go to the refrigerator. I'll be right back.
Yeah, exactly.
But maybe if I keep on doing this, maybe. But I enjoy it. I haven't sat down at my desk in a week, and I'm not tired. I feel good. I feel more healthy and energized. And I'm just walking. I don't think our bodies were designed to sit down in a chair all day. We need to be active. We need to be running.
Keep moving, baby.
Yeah.
Look what Claudia just bought in, just from the FedEx guy. Just came a new pair of running shoes.
Oh, wow. Good for you, Claude.
They just came in. Thank you, hon. All
right.
Health. Maybe that's another episode we should talk about. How do you remain competitive? I'm the older guy in this business, and I still think I'm very competitive. I don't mind putting in a full hard work day because I love the business, but Claudia and I really focus on eating fresh fruits and salads and exercising every day.
Yeah, we do. We eat vegetables all the time. My wife even subscribes to Juice Plus or whatever it is, and we get these gummies that are supposed to be like, 3 months worth.
Bubos.
They're so good. Like each of these little gummies has like 3 years worth of vitamins and vegetables, and so we eat a bunch of those things. But we do eat real vegetables every night. My wife is awesome. She makes just really good, healthy dinners, and we drink a ton of water. We drink a lot of water, and it's important. It's important.
Joe, get your Speedo ready for the summer.
No thanks. But I will be. Those of you listening to this, I will be this summer, the end of May. I will be in Marbella, Spain. Marbella, Spain with Tom Wade. If you guys are interested in that, go check out my other podcast, remotepropertyflipping.com. Remotepropertyflipping.com. We only have 30 seats. We just started advertising it, and we're almost 1/3 full. So we only have about 20 left already. And we've only been advertising it a day or a couple days.
When is that, Joe?
The end of May, May 26th, 20 through the 28th, I believe.
Okay.
Marbella,
and when you're
Spain.
flying, I'm sorry.
Are you going to come, Claude?
I'm saying when they're flying back home on June 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I will be in Fort Lauderdale with my new friends Ray Mabry and Daniel Wyafi doing in a mansion with also 30 people, just doing 3 days of role-playing and masterminding.
For sales training, real estate, or what is it?
Yeah, a lot of sales training, a lot of role-playing, a lot of the things you and I spoke about today. I find, and I think you agree, these it seems to be a trend for these smaller, more intimate group educational type meetings.
Yeah, I like the big events, but something about the small masterminds where you can actually really connect with people and focus in on their business and help them with their breakthroughs and are really, really good. So, all right, guys, take care. We gave a lot of stuff and if you go to the show notes at realestateinvestingmastery.com, do a search for Claude and find the one that's posted sometime in April 2016. You'll see the show notes. I'll have the Periscope video that I just did earlier. I'll have a link to get to Claude's Periscope. I'll have a link to the video that we did on YouTube where we talked about the cold call. And I'll have Claude's mind map in the show notes as well. So, all right. Thanks again, Claude.
Thank you, Joe. Always fun. I'm sorry if I was a little reluctant today.
What do you mean?
I'm kidding.
Okay, all right. All right, thanks. See ya. Bye-bye.